Hi, I'm Karen down in Ripley, and I invite you to join me on a recent, unexpected side trip to Brittany, France during the 80th anniversary of the city of Plélo's liberation celebration and learn why Americans and Bretons celebrate their shared DNA from World War II. A last-minute decision to deliver my father's World War II documents to the city of Plélo, France, opened me up to an amazing experience that has truly changed my life. I ask that you join me so that you too can know and appreciate how we Americans are respected and revered because our ancestors fought to liberate the town of Plélo in August 1944. On Sunday morning, we attended the final Plélo liberation ceremony. We were on a tight time schedule as we needed to arrive in Calais by the following morning to board the ferry for our return to England and our flight back to Texas. Everyone gathered in Plélo's town square near the mayor's office. All of a sudden, we heard the American military convoy warming up their engines as everyone milled around, waiting to begin. The convoy would soon travel through the town, just as Colonel Hamsley and his 20 men had 80 years ago. I looked for the renovated American 1940s Sherman tank. It was just like the ones the 15th Cavalry had rode into town when they fought for and won Plélo's liberation. I remembered how my father would tell me about the tanks in his war stories, the battles they had won, the friends he had lost, the memories that haunted him every night. I began to actually understand what he and the 15th Cavalry had been through. He hadn't overstated it at all. My father told me everything. He told me the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's something that we had in common. We loved to tell stories, and we liked to tell the truth. So when my dad would tell his stories, I would tell him how I wished I could have been there with him. And he would tell me, "You were there, Karen Beth. You were there." As the convoy was lining up, the Sherman tank was in the lead. I saw the mayor and approached him and asked him rather sheepishly, "Is there any possibility I could ride on the Sherman tank?" And to my surprise and utter delight, the mayor said, "Absolutely."
And the celebrations went on. The parade, which was an actual operational Sherman tank, operational vehicles. This was almost like a Steven Spielberg movie. There were so many World War II operational vehicles, jeeps, motorcycles, bridge building equipment, bivouac tents, medical facilities, a radio tent that actually had recordings of the invasion at D-Day. You could hear the French and the British and the Americans all talking, squawking on their, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it was stepping back 80 years into time.
I was in the middle of signing my autograph and getting my picture taken with a family of descendants whose ancestors had survived that fateful day in Plélo, when the mayor ran up to me and said, "Follow me and hurry." The mayor and I ran down the road to the Sherman tank. No one on the tank was expecting me. They had a full crew and the engine was revving, and they were in the head of the convoy and ready to go. I hadn't thought through how I'd climb on the tank. Fortunately, I had on slacks. I'm used to climbing on and off our sailboat, so I just started to climb on. A soldier motioned for me to come forward, and he tapped on the tank and where I should climb up and where I should put my feet. I'm aware that the 1940 Sherman tank has been beautifully restored and is a precious gem to all in charge. I do my best to retain my dignity without causing any damage to either the tank or myself while I scramble up the slick sides and over myriad metal obstacles to the top hatch. I have to tell you that I really admire the French. Everyone who is in a position of authority uses it well. The soldier was very nice. He was very kind, but he was very firm about how I should climb on the tank and where I needed to put my feet. I was once again very grateful to this gallant Frenchman for his chivalry. I put my feet right where he told me and climbed on up to the top. I scampered up and perched with one leg in the manhole and then swiveled around so that I could wave at all the people as we led the convoy down the liberation road through Plélo. I held my hands up in victory signs and waved at everybody along the route. A few of the spectators may have recognized me. Some of them may have seen me in the newspaper article or in the internet at one of the events, but most of them probably thought, who in the world is that?
And we thought, how can this get any better? And it does. The next day, the major parade that ends, that is the beginning of the end, with the big celebration at night, reforms. All the vehicles are there. The Sherman tank is idling in the town square by the church. And Karen says, can I ride? And they go, of course. So they put her in the tank, and there she goes off off through the city, waving to everybody. And I think that's when another part of the village is going, who is that? And then they find out that she is the American, the only American there who is descended from one of the men who helped liberate the village.
Riding the Sherman tank at the Plélo's liberation was unbelievably special to me. Still, Burt and I ask ourselves, how was it possible that we had, by providence, changed our plans at the last minute to travel to Plélo to deliver my father's war documents, only to find out by surprise that the town was celebrating the very event that the documents recorded. How had we arrived serendipitously at the exact time to celebrate the liberation of Plélo? What an honor it was for me to honor my father, Delbert Franklin Downing, for his contribution when on August 7, 1944, as a member of Patton's 3rd Army, 15th Cavalry Troop B, under the leadership of Lieutenant Robert Hansley, with 5 tanks and 20 men, they fought the Germans and liberated Plélo. Please join me for the next episode of You Were There, Karen and Beth, and join us as we race across Brittany and Normandy to Calais to catch our ferry back to Dover, England, in order to board our plane back home. Learn how Burt and I have to learn how to navigate the hustle and bustle of the real world after spending a magical week in Brittany, celebrating the 80th anniversary of Plélo's liberation.